Greetings, positive trenders. I hope everybody's having a blessed weekend, and I just want to thank everybody for your support. We've just, just been a great pleasure to have this great group, and we're all, growing together. Everybody's learning, and we're succeeding. It's fantastic. So I just want to say I'm thankful for everybody here. Great stuff this week. This week we're going to talk about what we call the Sequoia method. Okay, it's a combination of the Go bar and the 1 minute chart, essentially using the Excalibur techniques on the 1 minute chart and working on it to find good entries for Go bars. Okay, so it should help everybody look for to gauge the price action on the 15 at a lower time frame. Okay, it's gonna be really good. So basically, start off the newsletter, talk about, hey, we're at all-time highs, right? It's a crazy market, right? As we all know, it can be influenced by just a breath by like something about Chinese trade talks, after hours. So it's continuing to push this thing at all-time highs. We don't worry about it. The trend is up until proven otherwise. We just want our good entries, make our money, right, and get out, right? That's basically the idea. And of course, our swing trade, same thing. We still look to find the best options and the best setups for our overnights. So without further ado, let me introduce Sequoia. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's pull it. The first example is Facebook. Okay, so Facebook. If we go back to the 14th right here, okay, there was a bearish go bar at the open. Now I'm not going to show the macro Excalibur chart, but I will tell you that everything was red. Okay, so here's Sequoia. Okay, I provide the definition, and I also share the chart with you in the newsletter. Okay, but what Sequoia is essentially Excalibur on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, but what I do is, instead of using the Heineken Ashi, I actually use the DMI oscillator. I hide it in the MACD histogram, right? And what it does is it colors the candles beautifully, right? So for very bearish candles, and colors them beautifully for green candles. Now, just because it turns green in one area, I still want that MACD to be green too. Okay, so it's a lot like Excalibur, right? But it uses the DMI underneath it, okay? And it uses the cloud for our entries, okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So right here, right, is the bearish opening go bar, right, for Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little box around this so you can see this. Okay, this is the opening go bar. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to make it blue so it makes it really, really clear here, okay? Right there. All right, so this is the go bar. So you can kind of highlight that out. But this shows you on the 1 minute chart, this is the first 15 minutes of the day, right? This is the first 15 minutes of the day. And it shows you, right, what what happened in the first minute on the 1 minute chart, right? So it's crazy, right? This is really crazy stuff to trade, but that's why these go bars are so powerful. They tell you, they give you an idea of direction, right? So macro trend is down, bearish go bar at the open, right? Now, normally if we break this go bar up, it kind of invalidates it, but when the macro trend is down, it's okay, right? So here we can see the levels here. This purple level right here matches this purple level right here. See it shot up here, right? So everybody can see on the lower term time frame what's happening. So how do we gauge an entry, right? How do we catch this 15-hour break to the inside? This is how to do it, okay? So we use the cloud, right? We use this when everything turns red, solid red, right? Red, red, red. We look for an entry. So I traded this, right? We traded this on Thursday, right? So why did I short it? Well, we broke into the 15 orb, obviously. So these levels are obviously still very important, right? But I wanted to see us break through the cloud. So we bounced off the cloud. We, could potentially go higher. So once we broke through here, this is my entry, right? Came back down, pulled back a little bit. Some folks even got a better entry than I did, and then boom, it shot down. Goal is the next level right here. So I took profit here when it started to stall out at this level. Some held and held well because technically it did stay under the cloud. Where are we? So technically it did stay under the cloud, and then it not only did it hit target here, but it flushed through it, right? So whoever held had a little bit of pain, but made it right through it. So great job on that. So does that make sense, guys? Using this to help gauge entries for this, right, is incredible. It really is incredible. So this is, I think, one of our best discoveries yet. Okay, so if we go to Roku, okay, Roku on the 14th as well, you can see I already have this drawn up here. Let me activate this. Let's see. Let's just put it around this candle. Okay, and we'll go like that right there. Okay. So now you can see what happened here in the first 15 minutes. This is a bullish go bar, right? So we're looking for, what do we like to do? We like 15-hour breakouts, right? Everybody knows who's been following me on Twitter for a while, right? These are great. This is a great technique, right? So how do we get this entry, right? They gave us this inside 15. Do we just buy off the inside 15? What can we use on the shorter term time frame to help us determine if it makes sense to take this entry. Well, we use the cloud. We use the Sequoia method right here. So look what happened. This is a perfect pullback. In fact, it's an ideal pullback, right? So this here represented the inside bar, this little range right here. So it pulled back to the cloud and then gave us a bullish bar right here. Is the MACD green yet? No, not quite yet. Okay, well, that's fine. How about this one? Is it green yet? No, MACD's not green yet. Are we bullish yet? We're getting there. Here's when we started to turn green. This one right here. That's your entry candle right there. Okay? So we enter there. Slight pullback on that one. Look at that. Boom. Inside 15 break and tags the next target right here. Right? So we actually caught this a little bit lower, right? In this range, right? To gear up for the breakout of the 15 orb. And boom, we hit it. Okay? So great place to take profit right there. But look what it did. It put in an inside bar right here. Okay, where's that inside bar on the 1 minute chart? You guys seeing this? Okay, so let's put this around the 1 minute chart. Let's make that yellow so you can see what it looks like on the 1 minute chart. Okay, this was the inside bar on the 1 minute chart. Okay, I'm gonna make it yellow so it's easy to see. Okay, you can see it right here. This inside bar right here is this price action on the 1 minute chart. Are we gonna go long in here? No, it's red here. It's red here. Okay, but what is it doing? It's coming to the cloud. So now we want to see. Now you guys know what I was looking at all week when we're going live in the live stream. I'm watching this for entries, right? So I'm like, okay, how's it behaving? How's it behaving near the cloud? Right on the 1 minute chart, and then I could gauge that entry off of the go bar. The go bar tells me if I want to go long, right? The Sequoia tells me how I want to go long, right? And it's even better if Excalibur is bullish too. Okay, so you guys see that? Okay, good. So here's your inside bar, right? We break out. What does it do? It tags the cloud range right here, and then it gives you another entry, right? We start to go green here, right on this candle right there. So there's an entry candle right there. What this is telling us is that, look, inside bar, we want to break out of this level. And ultimately, we closed above it on that 15-minute chart, and it showed bullishness to go to the upside. And it did, right? It went all the way to this level right here. Very, very powerful stuff, right? These are how we double our options, right? Intraday, okay? So good stuff there. And then let's see, I think we give one more example, but guys, we're going to be talking about this a lot this week, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. So let's take a look at Apple. All right, Apple this week on the 11th gave a good setup too. Everything was bullish, of course, on Sequoia. We got a bullish go bar at the open on the 11th, so let's go there. Here's the 11th here, okay? So we have a bullish go bar here at the open, okay? Yeah, it had an upper shadow, but look, everything was bullish, right? So let's look to go long at a key entry, which would be a pullback on Sequoia, okay? So we get this right here. Let's go here. Okay. A little bit light there. I like the other one. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's fine. All right, so there's your go bar right there. It looks just crazy with the blue background, blue volume background. All right, so let's go back and find out where that blue bar is. Hello, where are you? There you are. It's first day of the week, okay? There's your go bar right there on the 1 minute chart. This bar right here is this price action within that go bar. Do you guys see that? Cool. Look, it also gave an inside bar too, okay? So that inside bar is right here. All right, well, look, there was a 60 anchor that day too. Oh my goodness, so we get a 60 anchor breakout as well? Okay, so where do we want to enter this thing? Okay, we're below the cloud at the open, all right? But what happened, right? We worked our way up to the cloud, and then we broke out of the cloud. This candle right here is the entry candle, okay? So beautiful stuff, right? Everything's green hollow candle through the cloud. It's breakout time, okay? So then it pushed, right? Nice move up here, but then it pushed some more, right? All the way up here. Beautiful stuff. And it still held the cloud. It still held the cloud up here, okay? So it gave other entries, right? So if you missed this entry right here, could still enter here, 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 here. Okay, all this is saying is that I want to be above the cloud, right? I want to be above these levels, right? That's what it's saying. And I want to get to the next level, which is right here. And it got to the next level and it kept on going. And what do we have in the 15 to help us? We had this hole was all going green the whole time, right? So we combine all these tools together and we get some magical trades. Okay, so this is great stuff, guys. We're going to be having this pulled up all week. During our live streams, if I take an entry this week, it's going to be based off of these methods. I've never seen anything more powerful than this to use intraday for entries. Okay, this is not, some folks use moving average crossovers and that stuff's cool. This stuff is amazing, right? So anyway, and you can combine it with your other techniques too. Everybody trades differently, right? So, but guys, this stuff is awesome. All right. All I ask is that you just keep it within the group. Okay. So try not to tweet these charts. This stuff is magical. No one's ever done this before. It's incredible stuff. All right. So keep it within in the group if you can. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. Good. And so that is Sequoia. So so great stuff. From there, let me go back to our chart here and kind of pull this up. So while we get that pulled up, so then in the newsletter we go through some earnings this week. We got some interesting ones coming up. We have Home Depot, Target, Lowe's, Macy's this week, and Splunk is on the list, so that should be interesting. So it should be a decent week for 15 orbs. We go through some of the IPOs. Some are actually behaving very interestingly. Some are strong. Some are slow. Some are doing some other stuff. So let's take a look at our SPX and let's get to those levels there. 1 second. All right, you guys see that okay? Good. All right, so the quarterly chart looking good. Everything's bullish. Maribozu month, which is super bullish. Let's see if it holds. Weekly chart, obviously bullish as well, still holding trend. Daily chart, strong. Everything's just going up, right? Bullish candle here on the weekly with the cloud. Now, it is getting a little extended. The slope of this is getting beyond the slope of the cloud, so that is interesting. And the weekly, we're starting to push above the weekly Keltner channels. The daily too. The daily is actually a bigger slope than the cloud as well. They're almost parallel. But guys, this is rare. Okay, to see like this type of steepness on both of these. So just watch. Things are getting deeper here. It's getting overextended. Based on the cloud. Just so you guys know, the last big down move we had, our distance from the cloud was like this distance, right? Look how far away we are from the cloud here. Okay, I mean we're like right there. Okay, so it's pretty high above it. All right, so we'll just have to kind of keep our eye on it here. I think we'll see. They can keep pushing it, but we just need to be careful. That's basically all this is saying. Okay. Daily trend is still up though, so again, it's bullish till proven otherwise. We go through the Elliott wave count. It looks like we're still in a bullish wave count, so we see that as well. Of course, we go over the our standard pitchforks that we always do every night, but let's take a look at here. Here. Yep. So you guys see, I mean, we're over the channel. We're over the channel top. So, guys, I put a fresh reaction line on here. The previous one has already been bypassed. So here, I like to use this as the initial point right here. And then I just pulled it back to where we intersected a couple things. Here, here, and here. Okay, and then I carried that forward. So here, here, and here. So there's a potential for some movement at this line right here. Now, if we did somehow push up to the upper pitchfork and this level right here, this 32.65, I'm gonna just get puts on it, right? So that's I mean, at that point it's like, okay, come on guys, give us a break, right? So that's a possibility there. Let's go forward here and just go back and see our summary page. Okay, so summary, the trend is up, right? Bullish until proven otherwise. So so that's what we have so far. Good. After that, we of course take a look at the VIX, and so let's go there. Check that out here. See how it's looking. Daily chart. Bearish. Pushing down here. Guys, another signal for us, right, to go short on the market, right, is when the VIX, gives us these bullish signals, right? Like a bullish candle, like a nice hollow candle, right? I want to see bullish divergence here, right? That type of stuff. So we're getting to the point now where we could possibly get some bullish divergence. We just had to see how this CCI behaves at these levels. Okay, so that's gonna be important on the VIX. The other thing that we have too is the 60 VIX, one of our favorites. If we're above or below the cloud, right now we're below the cloud, the 60 cloud. But look at this, we're back over 90, back to over 0.90 on the VIX. So market's screaming at all-time highs, but it's nervous up here. Okay, and now we know why. Right. Well, now we know that there is something to be nervous about, right? Because the VIX is nervous, right? So we know that something, could be happening this week. We don't know what, but let's just kind of keep an eye out for it. Okay. So that's the VIX right there. Okay. So let's take a look at the Nasdaq. See how we're looking on the weekly chart. Bullish, right? But it closed above the upper Bollinger Band. RSI is not quite overbought yet, but this is always a scary situation to be. 3 weeks over the upper Bollinger Band. When was the last time that happened? Like here? one, two, three, maybe four, and then gotta be real careful with that. So very, very rare for this to happen. Very, very sharp moves up. So it's possible one more week. It could do it. Watch the RSI here, see if it gets overextended. Look what happens when the weekly gets overextended on the RSI. Okay, so very, very got to start being cautious here. Okay, I know it's everybody wants to be bullish at the all-time highs, but you know what? This is what happens, right? This is I've talked about it before. This is what happens. You'll start to see advertisements like SPX, the Dow gonna reach 50,000 or 100,000, and then they start getting more people in, more retail money in. Oh, maybe it is an okay time to invest. It's out of that choppiness in there. Let me start investing, right? And then, doosh, they flush it, right? So they could take all that retail money. How do you think the institutions stay alive? They just other than I was like, they don't print money. Well, I was like, I guess they do. The Fed prints money and they flush it, they pour it in the market. But other than that, that's still a classic business for them, is just grabbing the retail money. So gotta be careful, right? All right, good. So that's that. So now let's take a look and let's compare. Here's the daily chart too. Obviously bullish. Bullish still proven otherwise. So let's compare our charts. Let's compare our the weekly Keltner channels. Anybody who's new here, y'all, the weekly Keltner channels are very powerful. Okay, and they help us look. You go back and see like the different bounces off of them, right? Mean reversions, right? Bounces. I typically don't short from the highs, but you can start to see what happens here when we get extended over the highs. Where here was a couple weeks right here, and then flush, right? Tested a couple times, flush, right? So, but again, these mean reversions, things like that, are very, very tactical, right? During the week, if you have this pulled up, you can start to say like, oh, we're up the mid Keltner channel. It's an opportunity. So anyway, and we can look for divergences. So here's the Nasdaq, right? Everything's moving up. Let's look at Netflix. Starting to turn the corner a little bit, and it's holding. See how it got here, and then then kind of pushed its way down. So now it's holding above the Keltner channel here. Nvidia. Okay. So here we pushed over these levels right here. So we'll see it's still kind of trending up. Now we just got over the upper Keltner channel there. Apple. Big push over these levels right here. It's looking parabolic at this point. Very dangerous. Amazon. Let's see if it pulls up here for us. Okay, Amazon is actually trending down. So look, when we hit the mid Keltner channel and pulled off of it, look what it did. It pushed down off the Keltner channel right there. So this is big stuff, important. Look at this. Does this not look like what Apple's doing right now? Big push off of the Keltner channel, parabolic, right, and then back down. Okay, so we have to be very careful with Apple going forward. Facebook trying to start its way up, still consolidating this range, but it did give a bullish bounce off of the mid Keltner channel, and then Tesla. Okay, Tesla with its sharp move up as well. So we also have to keep an eye on Tesla. Okay, so that's those are the Nasdaq ones. Definitely some divergences. So we'll continue to be tactical between our for our setups. Okay, let's take a look at the Dow. New record this week, right? Dow all-time highs. Let's take a look here. Weekly strong, right? Also over the upper Bollinger Band on the weekly. Daily super strong too. Okay, so then we go and review the Dow stocks for the week. So UNH, of course, got this big move up. Again, it's interesting that they pushed it up like that, but they just squeezed it up. It is what it is. So some of these could be shorts next week. I mean, I really don't think the news is bullish, but they ate it up as bullish on Friday. So either way, that's what catapulted the Dow up. Find some reason. That was the reason right there. So it's funny. I was watching some news reports on it too, and even they were talking like, I don't know why this is going up, but it's going up. And because when I looked at it too, I was like, why is this going up? This is bearish. Anyway, but it is what it is. So I guess it was less bearish than some alternatives that were out there supposedly, but whatever. It was going up, so they were flooding into it. That's where the money was going on Friday. So anyway, we look at that. We look at some other Dow stocks, and of course, then we go into our trade of the week, which also happens to be a Dow stock. And guys, we looked at this on Friday on the live stream at the close. I think this is really interesting. It's different than any other trade of the week that we've done. We have done Walmart before, but let's get this pulled up right here and see. So normally we look for ones that are bullish all over the place, but we've just noticed that sometimes they're bullish and then they get these like little bit of a move, and it's like, okay, these aren't really a great swing. But look at what's happening here. Okay, so Walmart pulled all the way back to this macro trend line right here. Okay, and that's important. and that's important. So we pulled all the way back to this trend line right here, and I think it might be gearing up as long as everything is good economically this week, for a bounce. Keep in mind too, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target are reporting this week, so this sector could be interesting. If Home Depot beats and we get like a nice bullish candle right here, even if we have can only trade for a day, we get a nice candle on Walmart. They had good earnings and they just simply pulled back. So if it gets a nice bounce off the trend line, we could see some good stuff. So just as a comparison, we take a look at Lulu, and Lulu did the same thing, right? It had a macro trend line, right? And we pulled back to it here. This is the macro trend line right here, right? And it bounced off it and gave, look at that. Look what an incredible swing that would have been. And so we're going to be looking to do the same thing with Walmart. That's the idea there. So I hope you guys enjoy this newsletter. Again, thank you again so much for being a part of this group. I'm looking forward to an awesome trading week this week. Lots of education, lots of good trades, lots of good stuff using the Sequoia method. And check out the other swing ideas that are in there too. Of course, if I take a position, I'll tweet it out. If I take a trade of the week, I'll email it out, to the group, if that, to the newsletter only subscribers. And so, really just appreciate everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the weekend and a great week. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you soon.